Hey tribe, now that Pluto's in Aquarius, a lot of people have been wondering how they can get involved in humanitarian efforts or what they can do to help build up and strengthen the community. So I wanted to go ahead and let you know what we here at Cedar Grove Herbs are about. I'm going to start out by going to the About Us section on the CedarGroveHerbs.com website so that you can hear what our mission is and what we do. And then I'm going to go ahead and read a few letters because I've been corresponding with a guy in prison. And I think that reading these letters and showing you what we've been up to here will be very inspiring for you. And by the end of this next few videos, you should have a better understanding of who I am, what we are about, what our mission is, and how you can get involved. I am Phoenicia Garner, owner of Cedar Grove Herbs. I research, produce, and practice alchemy. My life journey, marked by personal loss and profound empathy towards those seeking better health, is what led me to create this sanctuary, a place where one can find comfort, healing, and a higher quality of life through our wide array of organic and holistic offerings. Growing up in a home with a disabled mother and a father battling PTSD, I was witness to the harsh realities of life from a very early age. The experience deeply impacted me, causing me to veer towards holistic healing and energy work. When my mother passed from complications due to a toxic combination of pain medications, my study and fascination with plants, crystals, and the healing arts evolved from a personal interest to a life's mission. At Cedar Grove Herbs, we embrace alchemy's true essence. As Dennis William Huoc once said, quote, alchemy isn't about changing lead into gold, it's about evolving the human soul, end quote. Our future creations, rooted in the ancient art of Spagyrics, focus on utilizing the whole plant to produce potent and effective tinctures opposed to traditional methods. Inspired by Isaac Newton's wisdom, quote, every experiment conducted is a lesson learned, every failure a step closer to success. This is the alchemist's road to wisdom, end quote. Our range extends beyond tinctures to include herbal supplements, beauty products, pet products, books, home decor, and metaphysical tools used for energy work. We continuously explore, innovate, and evolve our offerings, aligning both ancient wisdom and modern technology. We do this for people in need of healing and a higher quality of life. Our mission is to heal two people for the one that was lost, my mom, and once we get those testimonies/receipts, we will post them on the website, then upgrade our mission. Thank you for being part of this journey. Within Cedar Grove Herbs, there's healing, there's understanding, and there are products curated specifically for you. We hope to enrich your life, lending support and strength where you need it most. Welcome to your journey towards a better quality of life. Well, imagine my surprise when I went to my mailbox in the first week of November 2023 and found a letter from an inmate in a prison in Arizona. So let me read to you this first letter that he sent me. Well, some of it at least. Um, he said, "Hello, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to first. I'm writing you first to thank you for providing a foundation for people like myself who are seeking enlightenment during this gift of life. Second, I want to contribute to your mission of healing two people for the gift of your mom." What? I was like, what? He said he's currently incarcerated in the Arizona Department of Corrections. He's been sentenced to a total of 18 years. He has 10 years remaining. He's 31 years old, and he's a Mexican who has made a turn for the better within the last few years. In this letter, he let me know that he's changing his name to a Aztec name. So he's waking up in many ways, spiritually waking up and becoming conscious and returning back to his roots. So he went on to say, I use a company called Web Hunter LLC who do research for me, and I came across your business while researching religious materials. So shout out to Web Hunter LLC. I went to their website, and yes, they do research for prisoners, and it's a wonderful service, and it's absolutely needed. Basically, he asked them to do research for religious items. They found my website. sent him material showing what my mission was and showing what kind of products we sell here at Cedar Grove Herbs. And that's how he found me. He said, I'm currently trying to get an obsidian mirror and have it approved for personal use and purchase for inmates of Aztec religion. He said, I walk the indigenous path of my ancestors to regain the spiritual and sacred knowledge that is within me. I practice and live with true intent. I do not use the Aztec religion as a fad, as it has been abused before in this city, in this system and society. Right? He went on to say, I'm allowed to request the approval of religious items necessary for the free exercise of religion, provided I can provide and explain the purpose and use of the item in accordance with my religion. So he went on to tell me about some of the items that he's requested and let me know some of the items he's looking for, sage, incense, um, sweetgrass, feathers, the obsidian mirror, a bowl. Here's another amazing thing. This is one of the most amazing things to me. He said, I have also requested that Cedar Grove Herbs be an approved vendor for religious items and have added Cedar Grove Herbs to the list of approved vendors in the Arizona State Prison. Isn't that amazing? Wow. So he went on to say, I hope to hear back from you and maybe find a new friend. It is my goal to heal and cleanse myself of the ignorances and filth that has destroyed myself and my family, peers, and all those around me. I would love to contribute to your mission as well and heal two people for the gift of your mom. Wow. He said, if there's anything I can help with, I would gratefully like to know. And if there's anything that I could do, I would love to do it. I can draw very well. I do hobbies and crafts, or I could simply manifest good energy for any given request. Thank you for your time and effort. May you have a blessed day and a greater tomorrow. Signed in his Aztec name. Isn't that amazing, you guys? So let me go on and then we'll talk about some of this later. But I'm going to let you know what I said to him. So, in my response letter to him, which I wrote within the week, I said, greetings. I hope all is well. Smile. Thank you so much for contacting me. I was pleasantly surprised to find your letter in the mail, and reading your words brought me great joy. How cool that you were able to use Web Hunter LLC to find me. I will have to give them a shout out on my social media pages for helping men and women such as yourself. I'm also glad that things have gotten better for you in the last few years, meditating, searching, and finding your truth and peace of mind. Proud of you. I believe that no matter how trying a situation can be, and no matter where we are at, all things are on time. We're learning what needs to be learned and experiencing what needs to be experienced for each of us to grow uniquely in our own way for the development of our character. It can be a hard pill to swallow, the hard times, but when we reflect and look back, we see that all things served a purpose. There's levels to this life as we grow into consciousness. I regret nothing because I wouldn't be who I am today if not for the things that have happened. I get sad sometimes because I feel that a lot of things have happened due to ignorance. However, I still have hope within me enough to trust that this is all part of a bigger plan. After all, I can see my own personal growth. I hope you can see yours. I said, I would like to thank you for your support and contribution to my mission of healing two people for the quote unquote, and these are his words, the gift of my mom. How amazing. Requesting to add my company Cedar Grove Herbs to the approved vendor list at the Arizona Department of Corrections blew my mind. Thank you kindly, sir. We never know who we're influencing in the world, for good or bad. And of course, the good and bad is in quotes because that's how we roll here at Cedar Grove Herbs. So I went on to say, I'm thankful that now we, you and I, may have the opportunity to heal men and women inside the prison system. It's very much needed. I asked him if he would send me a drawing. I said, once again, I want to thank you for your solidarity with my mission. Write me anytime you found a friend in me. Well, now here is the drawing that he sent me. He sent it to me the day after Christmas, and he wrote a letter explaining what the drawing means. Here, I'll read it to you guys. He said, Hi, Phoenicia. I hope this drawing and letter finds you well. I hope you had a good holiday and you experienced a lot of joy. This drawing is from the heart. It represents overall that I am standing behind your mission to heal two souls for the gift of your mom. The big symbol is actually a flower. It is a flower in Aztec style. The light coming through represents the light that I felt when I read your story, the inspiration you gave me. The warrior is actually our last Aztec king. His name is Cuauhtemoc, which means descending eagle, and he represents honor, courage, and resilience. The bowl and sacred smoke is to thank your mom because she is touching hearts still, and in this way, she will live forever. The dots on the bowl means we will continue to help as many as we can. I hope that you enjoy it. You do not owe me anything for it. I simply want to express love for your kindness and spread love to the universe. This is just a gift to be gifted for no reason, if nothing else. Thank you. With respect and love for you and the precious gift of your precious mom. Enjoy. Isn't that beautiful, guys? This is amazing. By this point, we had corresponded maybe about 3 or 4 times. It'd been about a month and a half since his first letter. And after I responded to him, he wrote back to me thanking me for my human kindness and, just really just very appreciative. And it just touched me because, well, what are we talking about here? We're talking about humanity. We're talking about community, strengthening bonds, doing what we can to make the world a better place, right? So I just think this correspondence is really exciting. It's really eye-opening. And well, let me go on to let you know my response to him because this is where things get even better. I said, "Greetings. I received the drawing that you made for me. It is amazing. Thank you so much." Big smile. As I read your letter explaining what the drawing represented, it occurred to me that life/time is cyclical, moving in a circle or a spiral. I thought about the dots around the incense bowl that you drew. You said it stood for the many people that we will continue to help in memory of my mom, who will continue to live on, symbolized by the bowl and rising smoke. These dots, going all the way around the bowl, can be seen to form a circle. I say that to say that you contacting me in the circumstances that you are in is a quote unquote full circle moment. To show you how amazing it is and how there's no such thing as coincidence, I would have to expound to you more on my mom. So I will do just that. My mom was the first person in her family to go to college. She got a bachelor's degree in psychology. As soon as she graduated, she applied to be a counselor at a woman's jail. It was a small jail, and one day they were short on staff, so they asked her to help process inmates into the jail. At that time, she started working both positions. One day, shortly thereafter, an inmate put up a fight and kicked my mom in her back. She got the situation under control, but a few years later, she found out that this incident caused her to have two broken discs in her back. She went through back surgery and physical therapy, a lot of medication, and even acupuncture over the years. At one time, she even had an inmate living with us at the house, helping her out while she healed from her back pain. In the end, she passed away from a bad combination of Vicodin and Oxycontin when Oxy first came out. We found out later that taking these medications together causes seizures and death. The doctors didn't even know, shaking my head. She passed when I was 20. Years after my mom passed, I found out that she continued with her commitment to helping inmates by getting Black Panthers out of jail on their own recognizance in Oakland, California. They would call all the time, even in the middle of the night when they got arrested, and she would get up in the middle of the night and go to the county jails and get them out. She didn't even have a law degree, but she was very well spoken. She's the only person I know who read the whole dictionary. Ha ha. It's interesting to me that you contacted me and made a decision to honor my mom and work towards this mission. Life's circumstances have led us both here to this moment in time. I had to witness her pain and also became privy to her fight for people in jails and prisons, her love for humanity. Thank you for honoring her with your art. Much love. Be well. And thank you for reading. It feels good to get that story out. It was meant for you to hear. And it was. I mean, how can I explain to you guys that I didn't, it was never a plan for me to um, extend my services and my products into the prison system. I mean, I had plans to, get holistic products into mental health facilities and women's shelters, homeless shelters. I don't know. Those were my plans as far as humanity, right? But I never considered prison. And here he is. He contacted me out the blue, researching. And wow, I mean, this is like a full circle moment, is it not, you guys? Tribe, do you hear me? Do you feel me? So we're almost to the end. Next, I'm going to read to you the letter that he sent me in response to this story that I told him about my mom and the jail and prisons and her work for humanity's sake, and how it's not a coincidence that we are here at this moment in time. Now let's listen closely to his response. He said, Phoenicia, I am happy the drawing reached you and that you can now appreciate it. Also, I have been rereading your letter for a couple of days now. Your words, realizations, and your mom's story. It all hit me the first time I read it, but I kept reading it. I felt amazed, or I felt my journey, at least a portion of it, has been answered. I do not believe that this was a coincidence either. Honestly, I believe it is your mom's spirit. And I remember that I was going to tell you about the circle on the lip of the incense bowl in the drawing, but I remember I hesitated, and now I know why. That line around the lip was specifically meant to represent a quote unquote full circle moment. That was my intent in drawing that bowl, and you felt it and sensed it, even if I didn't fully express it. I feel alive after reading your last letter. I've had my spiritual awakening, and at times I have felt like, what now? I knew I had to progress even more, but to what? And to what extent? In one of my spiritual answers, I became a warrior for the sun, for my people, which is to say, for the universe and for the Mexican people. This was over a year ago, and I've been dedicated to that. Within this last year, I feel I've become sober from the intoxicating diseases of today in society, and now I see things very clear for what they are in the moment. I started this journey, this spiritual journey, by just wanting to know who I am, where do I come from, who am I, etc. So I started self studying my history, the stories of the conquests of Mexico, and etc. Because I always wondered, why do they call us Hispanics or Latinos when we are Mexicans? Anyways, that was my questionings. So I learned I'm not Hispanic or Latino. Those were used to genocide my culture, my cultural identity, and then I learned that I descended from the Aztec people. Even though I already knew this, but I only knew what I was told. So I have been studying my ancestors, their languages, their food, and daily routines, and have been applying them to myself and my daily life, regaining my true identity back internally. And I ended up becoming spiritual. I began to have true morals and values, and so fast, the walls of society's ignorances started to fall without me even trying. I was so awake. I had no choice to stop disrespecting women, doing drugs, gang banging, or even contributing to these false hopes or desires. So recently, maybe a few months back, I got up and went to chow or breakfast, and I had a sense to watch my surroundings, and I noticed the system is full of brown and black people. There's up to 800 inmates on this one yard, and I can count the number of white people. There's about 30, maybe 40, and that's a big stretch. Now, I'll admit the prison system, the inmates, not the staff, create a society in here that teaches one to hate or become racist. It fuels their organizations or plans that promote more ignorances. So I'm watching everybody, my people and the blacks. There's no white people in my pod. And I felt like the blacks have nobody to look up to. I want to help. I want to teach. But being in here is more difficult than I admit. I want them, the blacks, to learn their true identities, to understand themselves for who they are and where they come from, not for this image they've created and manifested, just to understand, and maybe they'll have a different outlook on life. I say this because I see it in my own people. They act or believe that they're morally right. They want money, girls, cars, drugs. They want to be the baddest person around. But that's the peak of their desires, and that is sad. They basically want nothing for themselves and also want to blame everybody and be the victim for having nothing. The Aztecs were conquered by the Spaniards. When the Spaniards came, one named Cortez said, quote, "We, the Spaniards, have a disease of the heart, and it can only be cured by gold." End quote. All they wanted was material wealth. And that's how my people act. They've lost their identities. That's all society in here in America teaches. So over the last few months, I've been fighting with what to do. I feel in my heart to teach something different and stand for something honorable because that's what a Mexican is, an honorable person. I fasted and prayed, and it came to me that I am a warrior for the sun and for, quote, the people, end quote. Not just my Mexican people. And that's why it hurt my heart to see the blacks just as I saw my own people, full of ignorance, fake love, and essentially living in fear. Fear of love, fear of self-love. Your mom's love for humanity is the love I'm feeling. I believe that story of your mom was meant for me to hear. It did so much for me that I'm still processing all its meanings that I can feel, just not fully understand, but I will. This was just the most significance I felt in my heart. It is something I've been trying to navigate with. How do I approach another race in prison and show unconditional love when I know there's a weapon nearby meant for me because I'm Mexican? And even if I do, how will my people feel if I begin to talk positive with him? I myself know we can be in a riot at any moment for something so small, and I'll be forced to defend myself. How can I create maybe a class or a program without people thinking that I'm working for the officers? And it goes on and on. But I think I'll just have to do what I know and believe is best. And I believe that is why I was chosen by the Great Spirit to be a modern day warrior. My ancestors got a bad rap. They were warriors for the gods. And that's what I will do. I will be a spiritual warrior for the gods and in essence for their creations, the plants, minerals, animals, and the people. In all religions, they just want us to enjoy this gift of life, and most of us are only suffering. And I only tell the story from a view that I can see. I know in here and around the country, people dislike white people for all the ignorances of their ancestors, but I do not hate them either, and they are part of quote unquote the people that I must fight for. So they too can find healing and peace because if anything, they suffer the most inside. Imagine how much energy it takes to be so internally racist or materialistic. Anyways, I've went on and on. I'm not sure if I got my point across or what the point is. I do know that this is how I feel, how I felt when I read your mom's story, like it was speaking to me, like she was speaking to me. I felt this before, and it's all coming together. I write this older Christian white lady, and she's your more or less typical white woman that believes she's good but doesn't realize she is somewhat racist or against another person's beliefs. I don't believe she's a bad person. Well, she writes mostly about Jesus and the Word, and I felt like she or Jesus wants me to love them. I don't know if this makes sense, but this, your mom's story, has brought a piece of my purpose, quote unquote, full circle. That I am a warrior for the sun and the people, for all of humanity, as well as nature, which we forget we are a part of today. I am, and then he said his Aztec name, the noble warrior. Big smile. Thank you for sharing that story with me. Thank you for continuing to love your mother and remember her. We all have to leave. The only thing that will stay is our song and dance. Just as you are, I will continue to sing your mom's songs and dance her dance. She will continue to love humanity. Thank you. So amazing, right? Yes. Very amazing. And if any of you listening have been in prison, or if any of you understand what he's saying about how he can, what he can do for, as far as creating a program or doing something to help show unconditional love and continue on with the mission in prison, even though it's a volatile place. He doesn't want to be seen as someone working with the officers the police. So if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. Um, that's where we can start. And I said hopefully by the end of these videos that you would have a better understanding of who I am, what I stand for, and how you can help. So let me finish out with letting you know what you can do to help. Well, of course, you can start by purchasing your products from Cedar Grove Herbs. Herbs, we have crystals, we have metaphysical tools, divination tools, tarot, home decor, books. So you can purchase these products from us. You can also tell your friends and family, spread the word about CedarGroveHerbs.com. If you have any people that you know that are in prison, let them know because we want to try to get on the vendors list in as many prisons as possible throughout the United States. So we can start just spreading the word, try to expand our reach. We're also looking for social media managers and marketers. So if you have expertise in that and strategy, skills, and you have a network that we could tap into, we would love your support. We would love your help. Um, at the moment, we don't have a lot of money to pay people. But what we could do is we could work on unique ways to go about this. I mean, even if it comes down to you get a certain percentage off on products in store, you could also maybe even get a percentage of sales. We could start looking for strong business partners or people that want to work as a CEO or vice president, things of that nature. And then we'll be talking about percentages of the company. Um, so email us. I'll put the contact information in the description of this video so that you can reach out to us, get in touch with us if you want to help us with this mission. Also, investors. That's another thing. So I've been working on a plan for investors. Perhaps every $1,000 invested, a percentage of the sales when we start rolling out our Spagyric products because we're here about healing in every way, shape, or form, right? So we're working on getting Spagyric products manufactured. Of course, Spagyric uses the whole plant and go ahead and research Spagyrics. We have a great vision here. I have a whole plan, but we have to raise the money to do so. So we're gonna need thousands of dollars to go ahead and get our products manufactured. Then we can start rolling out healing on a whole different level. And so if you want to invest in the company and invest in our products and invest in this vision, email me. Like I said, I'll put the contact information in the description, and we can go ahead and talk about it. If you're a great fit for this company as far as working for us, we got to talk. I mean, I'm looking for people just like you. If you're feeling this, if you're navigating towards this, if this is calling on you, please reach out. I mean, we're looking for our tribe here. We're trying to grow and help the community. So, like I said, as far as investors are concerned, for every $1,000 invested, 0.03 or percentage of the shares of sales, things of that nature. We'll see, so you just have to contact us and we'll go into it. We'll get into that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everything you heard was inspiring and good luck on your ventures and on your journey.